Good day everyone, I am Ma'am Beverly A. Canu, your Prefect of Discipline and your Scholarship Coordinator. So for today, I'm going to discuss to you some of the salient features of our handbook, which talks about the different disciplines that a student who enrolled in medical colleges of Northern Philippines and International School of Asia and the Pacific need to adhere, especially this time of pandemic. So I will be discussing to you some of the salient features of our handbook. I will not be talking entirely of the handbook because the Office of the Student Services will be giving you an e-copy of our handbook. You just need to click into your email accounts and you will be given the different policies of our school regarding student discipline. Section 2, major offenses. Disrespect to authority and to fellow students can be shown through the following. Through the use of social media, kapag kayo gumamit ng mga vulgar words which show disrespect sa estudyante at sa mga tao in authority sa ating school, you can be penalized on this section, section 2.7. And that is disrespect to authority and fellow students. Let's proceed to section 2.9. Blogs or articles in the internet made by a student that degrades or demean the institution, the MCNP employees, and other students are prohibited. So in section 2.9, my dear students, if you had make statements through the use of social media that demean the administration, the school personalities, and other students, this specific article or this specific section of our student handbook will actually penalize you of a major offense. Section 2.11, public appearance, whether in person or via other media. Any public appearance of a student, whether in person or via other media, should also be with the prior consent of the advisor and the Dean of the Student Affairs. If it is unavailable to get prior consent for the appearance, the student should not mention the name of MCNP, nor is the student allowed to wear uniform, ID, or any identifiable clothing, article, or symbol of the school where no prior notice can be obtained due to unavoidable circumstances. The student is obliged to inform the advisor and the Dean of Student Affairs after the appearance. So, for the penalties of the above-mentioned offenses, like disrespect to authority, use of articles, blogs that demean the personality of the school, the institution, the administration, and other students, and the last one, which is the public appearance, whether in person or other media, these are the following penalties. For first offense, a student is to sign and receive disciplinary notice. Second offense, a student is to sign and receive disciplinary notice, write an incident report to submit probationary agreement to his, her, or Prefect of Discipline and OSS, shall inform parents. A 5 to 10 days suspension will be imposed. The student shall report to the Dean, Program Coordinator for assignment, and to the Guidance Counselor within a week for counseling after the period of suspension. And the third offense, for the third offense, if proven, dismissal to expulsion shall be imposed to the student at the discretion of the Grievance Committee if suspended, to report to the OSS and the Dean of Program Coordinator, and to undergo counseling after the period of suspension. Let's proceed to section 2.16. Remember, this is still under major offenses. Section 2.16, dishonesty. A student shall not commit any form of dishonesty, including but not limited to A. Cheating in examinations, B. Willfully concealing needed information for evidence, C. Fabrication and or giving false statement, D. Usurpation or using of ID cards of other students, or E. Lending ID card to other students. So in section 2.16, most likely, as we had a different form of examination, we used through LMS and other mode of modality like that of the ILG. Most often than not, students commit cheating when, for example, they borrow the answer of other students and to their teachers in a different account. You see, this is also a form of cheating. Section 2.17, forgery, falsification, and tampering of college records, college forms, receipts, official announcement, and poster. The student shall not forge, falsify, nor tamper college document of any kind. Okay, in section 2.17, a student may commit the said section by the following. If he or she, for example, had taken an assessment form and eventually show to the registrar or to the finance office that he had paid the said or she had paid the said amount, well, in truth and in fact, he did not or she did not. We had this scenario during the intersession to which a certain student paid the tuition fee of his classmate. And then, what he did is that he scanned the assessment form and the receipt of his classmate, and then he tried to fabricate it, putting his name instead the name of his classmate. So he actually gave it to the registrar and to the finance office. The finance office actually were able to determine that it was a fabricated document. Kasi nakita na in-scan niya yung assessment at saka yung especially yung receipt para maging officially enrolled siya. So this is a form of fabrication of the document. So remember, this is a major offense. Later on, you will know what will be the penalty for major offenses just like this of fabrication of documents. Other things, for example, in the site of MCNP or ESAP, there is actually a posted announcement. And then what you did is you save the posted announcement and try to add some other things which is not related to the posted material. That is also form of fabrication because it is actually the work of the school and eventually you fabricated some part of it that actually demean or might actually demean the personality or the status of the institution. Okay? So that is section 2.17. For section 2.22, plagiarism, students shall not copy someone else's work either in whole or in part and passing them off as theirs. Oh, this is very rampant, especially so with our ILGs, with LMS that we can just search and then copy-paste this certain article even without recognizing the author or the owner of the idea. Please be wary of this. You remember, we are reminded that in any kind of material that we are taking as not ours, we need to recognize the person who actually owned the idea or the material. Section 2.23, membership in any unrecognized organization. Students shall not form nor affiliate any unrecognized organization, including fraternities and sororities. Unrecognized organizations refer to those which are not accredited by the Office of the Student Services. Remember, my dear students, that despite the fact that we have our pandemic, the different organizations that you are affiliated with the Office of the Students Services still exists. So you need not to organize your own because the different organizations that we had, the clubs and organizations that we had in our school is still existing. Okay? Next is the section 2.24, hazing. Students shall not conduct nor be involved in any form of hazing or any activity inflicting harm or physical injury to their fellow students. So, what will be the penalties for the above mentioned offenses? This is the only one. If proven, the students will be sanctioned from dismissal to expulsion, discretion to the grievance committee. Okay, so I think those were the different salient features that you need to remember as we go on with our academic year, this 2020-2021. Now, let's proceed to school-sponsored scholarship, grants, discounts, and loan. As I have mentioned to you a while back, I will be discussing about student discipline on the first part, and on the second part, I will discuss about scholarship. So first, we have the entrance scholarship. So for those students who are honor students, we had what you call entrance scholarship. This scholarship is actually given to senior high school graduate who receive any of the following awards. If you are the overall top 1, when we say overall top 1, you should be the overall top 1 of the batch, not your strand, but batch. So if you are the overall top 1 of your batch, you are entitled to a free tuition fee and a miscellaneous fee throughout the whole course. So this means free tuition fee and miscellaneous fee except other fees. That is all throughout the whole course. For overall top 2, you have free tuition fee throughout the whole course and miscellaneous fee on study now, pay later scheme. For overall top 3, free tuition fee for 2 years. For overall top 4, free tuition fee for 1 year. For overall top 5, free tuition fee for 1 semester. For overall top 6 to 10, you are given a 2,000 discount upon enrollment. And for overall top 11 to 20, you are given 1,000 discount upon enrollment. Students with an average of 85 and above are also given 500 pesos discount upon an enrollment. Okay, so what are the requirements for you to be able to avail of the scholarship? You just need to have a certification coming from your school principal telling that you are the overall top 1, top 2, top 3, and so on and so forth in your school. And what? Send it to the office of the registrar or office of the finance office. At this point in time, wherein you can actually physically give the requirements, you can actually scan the certification and send it through the emails of our school. It could be MCNP or ESAP finance office. Okay, let's proceed to academic scholarships. So, academic scholarship are given to qualified students who are not holders of another scholarship grant, carrying a load of at least 18 academic units and or their regular load, and had not dropped any subject during the previous semester, had no failing grade in non-academic subjects, and commendable for class attendance, participation, general conduct, leadership, and social acceptability. So what are the perks of being a academic scholar? A full tuitional scholarship with 1,000 cash is granted to a qualified student who, during the previous semester, obtained an academic weighted average of at least 92% with no grade lower than 85%. A half tuitional scholarship is granted to a qualified student who, during the previous semester, obtained an academic weighted average of at least 90% with no grade lower than 85%. The requirements for this scholarship is the application form issued by the registrar's office. Let's proceed to the next scholarship grant. Discounts. Okay, for discounts, we have son and daughter discount. This is given when an employee who renders uninterrupted 3 to 4 years of service is entitled to 50% tuition fee throughout the course. On the other hand, an employee who renders uninterrupted 5 years and above of service is entitled to 100% tuition fee throughout the course except miscellaneous fees and other fees. Next, we have brothers-sisters discounts of employees. An employee who renders uninterrupted 1 to 3 years of service is entitled to 50% tuition fee throughout the course. On the other hand, an employee who renders uninterrupted 4 to 10 years and above of service and is entitled to 100% tuition fee throughout the course and 50% miscellaneous fee except other fees. Okay, so the requirements is we have letter addressed to the President, certificate of employment from the human resource, certificate of life birth, and certificate of enrollment. Other is we have the sons and daughters of elementary, high school, public school teachers, health workers, uniformed personnel, and rebel returnees. If you are a son and daughters of elementary and a high school public school teachers, health workers, uniformed personnel, and rebel returnees, you are entitled to a 25% discount from your tuition fee. Requirements for this are Certificate of Employment of Parents and Certificate of Enrollment of the students. So those were for our discounts. Let's proceed now to the MCNP ESOP grantees. MCNP ESOP grantees are granted to orphans who is willing to render help in the maintenance of the school facilities and premises. Again, this scholarship is granted to orphans. When we say orphans, meaning their father or mother was dead already. So what you need is you need to have your application letter addressed to the President. You will be given an application form from the MIGA advisor, and then you need to give your birth certificate, 2 pieces 2x2 or of your recent photo, and Form 137. We will now proceed to government-sponsored scholarship, grants, and loans. What I have tackled a while back are the scholarships and discounts given by our institution. At this point, I will be talking about the different scholarships given by our government and other private institutions. We have the Unified Student Financial Assistance System for Tertiary Education. So, this is what we call the Tertiary Education Subsidy Program. This Tertiary Education Subsidy Program is under the Universal Access for Quality Education of our government. We have the Tertiary Education Subsidy Program. All students who are enrolled in medical colleges of Northern Philippines and International School of Asia and the Pacific will be given a chance to be part of the Tertiary Education Subsidy Program. However, this is subject to the prioritization and availability of funds. A student who is a grantee of the Tertiary Education Subsidy can avail of the 60,000 pesos, to which 40,000 is given to him as his allowance, and the 20,000 is for his tuition fee for 1 academic year. Requirements for this tertiary education subsidy, if you are under the NOSUX program, is that the Certificate of Residency, Assessment, and Certificate of Enrollment. While if you are under the listahanan, what you only need to provide is your Certificate of Enrollment and your assessment. That is for our tertiary education subsidy program. We do have also other CHED scholarship programs just like that of the CSP or the merit system. This scholarship is actually applied in the regional office or in the CHED, to which only the lists are given to the scholarship coordinator for validation. If you wish to have more about the different CHED scholarship programs, you can actually visit the site of CHED and look into the different requirements needed for the different scholarship given by the CHED office. We also recognize the medical colleges of Northern Philippines and International School of Asia and the Pacific also recognize sponsored scholarship just like that of the Departments of Science and Technology, Philippine Veterans Affairs Office, School Assisted Government Grant, and the Educational Privilege of the Armed Forces of the Philippines. We also recognize private or non-governmental organizations or sponsored scholarship grants like Andres P. Tamayo Senior Foundation Incorporated, or we have the SM Foundation. We also recognize Enfant Edu Mekong coming from the French government and other sponsored scholarships. If you have queries regarding scholarships, grants, and discounts, or about our student handbook, don't hesitate to contact me through Messenger or through our social media accounts. Thank you and God bless. Bye-bye!